All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Existential Stoic podcast. This is a quick fix number 22. We're going to talk about being a better leader. I'm Danny. I'm here with my buddy Randy.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, Randy. So today we're just doing a quick fix. So this is a short, like 10-minute or less episode. We're going to give you guys we're going to each suggest three tips for how to be a better leader today. But first, why would we want to be a better leader?
Well, they always say there's too many chiefs and not enough Indians, or no, too many Indians. I don't know what the saying is, but it's not true. Everybody needs to be a leader nowadays.
I think this saying is supposed to suggest that there's too many people trying to be leaders, but not anyone actually leading.
But you see, that's totally not true anymore because the dynamic has changed, especially in the past few years, to where everyone basically is going to be working for themselves. And you really have to have the leadership qualities in order to be able to succeed and also work with other people in a healthy way.
I'm glad you brought that up, right, too, because I think, the idea of being a better leader, you don't have to just be in upper management to get value from this. I think the point of this is that it's supposed to be things that apply all in life, regardless of whether you're talking about leading a team, leading a group of students, leading whatever, leading your family, leading friends, whatever it is, or even just leading yourself, right? As you're working on your own stuff.
And here's the other thing. A person doesn't become a leader because they're appointed CEO. They become appointed CEO because they're a leader. So learning how to do this is actually, it'll make you more money. So, when you get some, send it our way.
There you go. There you go, right? It'll give you success and riches. And that's what we're all fucking interested in. Because that's what matters.
Yeah, that's how you're successful, right? If you make a lot of money.
You have to, otherwise you're not American. Isn't that it?
Perfect. All right.
So anyway, so quick fix 22. Since I'm hosting, I'm going to start. So my first one is have a plan to move forward. I think this is important because I was actually thinking about this for two reasons. One, I've talked to so many people who work for others where the company seems to have no idea what they're doing, or their management seems to have no clear plan. But then also for yourself, to move forward in the right way, to live a good life, to even answer questions that you need to answer, you need to be able to sort of, essentially have a plan to move forward. You need to know what you're aiming at, know what you want to get in order to actually work towards it in a productive, smart way. And I think that's crucial.
Yeah, that's a really important point. Like I've trained myself to be very solutions oriented. So instead of looking at the problem, I look for a solution. And I've worked places where I've had to stop working because they literally didn't care about solving things. Like the same things were problems for years upon years upon years.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody knew it was a problem and everybody complained about it, but they had no interest in solving it. And so
they don't even care. It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what you said, like know the direction you're going, that's very helpful. So my first one kind of goes along with that. So I look at being a leader as kind of leading other people. And so one of the things is noticing the work of those other people and being grateful for it, saying thank you for the work that they're doing, noticing that they're doing it, noticing that they're growing, that they're expanding, that they're doing that stuff. Because when they see that you notice that, it'll make them feel a lot better and they'll be more likely to do it.
I like that one too, because even like when we were talking about the small delights, by starting to notice it, you'll become more aware of it too. You'll actually be more aware of what people are actually doing when they accomplish these things and the role they play, which is really important. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I've worked at other places.
Always crucial, man.
Yeah, I've worked at other places where the only time I ever heard my boss talk was when I did something wrong, and that was like it was the worst experience because I never knew he even knew I existed until I did something wrong, and then it was like, okay, he's coming into critique, but when I was doing all this stuff perfectly, not a word.
Yeah, see, that's a terrible management model. That's really bad. Yeah, my second one actually goes nicely with that too. It's listen. I think a lot of times, and I ran into this problem myself in work, where you have someone who's supposedly leading, but really they're trying to steer the whole thing and do every other job themselves, rather than delegating appropriately and listening also to their group to understand what actually are the problems the group's struggling with, what issues might come up, all the stuff that matters in solving anything or moving forward. You need to listen so you actually hear what's going on around you, and you can actually then take that information and work it towards your your overall goal and do it correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one because it just gives you so much more information when you're able to listen. Because yeah. So my
Yeah.
second one is have fun. Like I
Oh,
always try to do this because I would work in like veterinary offices where it would be like, I would be the quote unquote leader of, anywhere between five and 20 people. And it was just like they always loved working with me because I was just like, let's enjoy what we're doing. I mean, we got here because we want to enjoy our work. So let's just enjoy it. Let's make sure it's safe and it's good for everybody, but let's have fun.
well, I like that one a lot too, because it's like you can do any job in a safe, effective manner and still enjoy it. It
Dude, we
doesn't mean
usually
you
did
don't
it
have
better
to enjoy it.
because we were having fun,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
that's just it though, right? Because when people are having fun, that means morale's up. That means they're interested, they're engaged. When people are miserable, dude, they're not engaged. They're not paying attention. I love that one. I think it's crucial. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
really important. And that goes really nicely to my third one too, which is know your group dynamic. I think we forget this a lot. When you look at when you look at meetings or teams or even like a family, and if you understand the group dynamic, if you understand how the parts fit together, you're going to be way more effective using that team than you would be if you don't have that information. So I think you need to know like who works well together, right? Who's really good at X or Y or Z, and who always struggles with D or whatever, right? And you can use that information to really, get your team focused and doing the right things, or
Mhm.
yourself.
And that's
Yeah.
that's interesting because that actually requires more work of the leader. Like it's oftentimes learning about group dynamics isn't something you're taught in school. It can be something you get just from experience, but oftentimes it requires reading books on that stuff and learning more.
Yeah. I think that's part of it, right? I think a lot of times we look at leaders now as if they have less work, when in reality they should have I think they have a harder job and should have more work, because that's why they're in that role, to get everyone together, right? Rather than sort of just do nothing.
Mhm. Yeah. So my last one is give credit to others. Like I always found this uh, a great way to go about whenever I was being recognized for something. I also like to recognize the people that helped me get there because I knew I didn't do it alone. I was doing it on the shoulders of giants, as they say, and by recognizing them, it actually it gives credit where credit is due. It's like this whole concept we have in America about the self-made millionaire. Really, did he nurse himself when he was a baby? Did
Yeah.
he change his own diapers? Like it's a crock of BS. But we're brought up to believe that everybody needs to be self-made. When instead, if we give credit where credit's due, it allows others to grow and to move even further.
No, I love that one. I think it's critical because we really don't do that enough. You get these ideas, where you get like the CEO comes out and acts like he invented the product, designed it, made it, did everything, and then put it together. And it's like, yeah, you didn't do
Yep.
you didn't do any of that stuff. And I
Hmm.
think, yeah, that's crucial. Giving credit to people is essential, really, to also just know where you stand too within the group. I think that's also important. And I think it's also a healthy relationship with others. I love that one. All
Hmm.
right, so that's it. So this is our quick fix for being a better leader. Those are some tips. Hopefully it helps you, embrace your leadership qualities and become a better leader. Guys, if you're listening to us, check us out on YouTube. If you check us out on YouTube, check us out on the podcast. Please click the notifications, subscribe, share, like, do all those things that you can do. It really helps us out. We'll be back next week with a full episode. Until then, though, later, Randy.
Peace, Danny.